Consider a scenario where we want to calculate the average of temperature, the average temperature from 100 sensors in a building. So we have two ways to do it. One is we declare 100 variables, say temperature sensor 1, temperature sensor 2 and so on up to temperature sensor 100, and perform temperature read operations like temperature sensor 1 is equals to temperature read 1, temperature sensor 2 equals to temperature read 2 and so on. Temperature sensor 100 equals to temperature read 100. So we'll have to write 100 such statements. Or there can be another way that we create an array where we store all the values and loop through the array to read all the values and then calculate the average. So while creating the array, we only have to define one variable. So which one do you think is a better solution? Definitely the second solution is a better one, where we only have to declare one variable and we move or we loop through all the values using an index variable. We'll discuss about index shortly. So what is an array? An array is a variable that can store multiple values. It's like a group or a collection of the same types of variables. To declare an array, we only have to declare the type of values that we want to store, like int, float, etc. The array name, and in square brackets, we tell the array size. For example, int numbers 5. So when we say int numbers 5, we are saying that the array size is 5 and the indices are from 0 to 4. Always remember that in an array in C, the indices start from 0 and start moving upwards till the size of the array. Like the size is 5, so the indices will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Numbers is the name of the array here, and int is the type of data that we will be storing in this array. So in this array, we can now store 5 integer values in the indices that are mentioned 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. The numbers 0 in square brackets is the first element and numbers 4 will be the last element of this array. Now to initialize the array, we have two ways. One is we are mentioning the data type and numbers 5 equals to, in curly braces we mention the values. So each of these value will go to one of these locations. Like 1000 will come to the location 0, this is location 0, this will be 2, this will be 3, 7 and 5. Or we have the data type, the numbers, and we just give empty square brackets and we give the data. So through this data, the compiler or the program takes in the number of indices that the array should have, the size of the array. Since we are mentioning 5 values here, 1000, 2, 3, 7 and 5, total 5 values, the size of this array will be 5. Now once we have declared the array, how do we access the elements? We access the elements with this thing called the index or the indices, the number that we write inside the square brackets. So the index starts from 0 and it goes all the way up to the size of the array. So if we write numbers and in square brackets 3, it's not the second element but it's the third element. So numbers and in bracket 2 means 0, 1, 2, that is 3, the third element. Let's see this in a small program.